What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to Crash Blade Gaming. I'm your host, Crash, and today I'm going to be a control player. I'm going to take control of what our opponent can and cannot do, and most likely force them to rage quit. And I will give you a warning, these matches are quite long because you are playing a control deck, but as you'll see, our opponents normally take off more time on their game clock than I do. But yeah, have fun watching me control our opponent with Floatzel, and let's get into the Pokemon question of the day. Alright folks, we're back with another Pokemon question of the day. Let's go over last video's question before we move on. So this steel type Pokemon has a trunk that is so strong it can crush large rocks. Also, some of its body's color is the color of copper. Who is this Pokemon? And if you were able to guess it right, you would have guessed Copperajah. This huge elephant type Pokemon has a really strong trunk. It's a big Pokemon, and you can see that some of its body color is copper here, with this little color on the eyes, around the toes, things like that. So, and it's in the name. So I thought I'd throw that in there. Anyways, as of the recording for this guy, nobody's guessed Copperajah right, but I'd like to give a little bit of an update on who has guessed things right. So the leader currently right now is the user called Axetoon, who guessed Litten and Golduck first correctly, and they're well on their way to receiving the free stuff. They just need to guess one more before anybody else, and they win. And then everything resets. So Axetoon, if you watch this video, go ahead and continue to comment. And thank you for all the others who commented on the Golduck video, I believe. But Axetoon beat you guys to it. But everybody got it right, which is really cool. So let's get into this video's question. This electric type Pokemon shoots lightning attacks from its mane, and its color pattern is mainly black and white. Who is this Pokemon? Go ahead and leave your answer in the comment section down below. Be the first one to do so to get a point towards the totals of winning prizes on PTCGO and maybe PTCG Live whenever that comes out. So go ahead and do that. Be the first one, and good luck. And let's get into the deck list. Okay, folks, here is the new Floatzel from Brilliant Stars with the Floatify attack as the only attack we're going to be using realistically. For 1 water energy, we can put up to 2 item cards from our discard pile onto our hand. What item cards are we going to be grabbing? Well, of course we're going to be playing 3 copies of Crushing Hammer. We could play all 4 if you want to. Don't necessarily need to because of Floatzel ability. 3 Evolution Incense, 4 Level Ball. This is mainly to grab out our Cinccino line, which has the Make Do ability that we can draw 2 cards and discard something. And discarding cards is very good in this deck because we're playing a line of Zoroark here with the Phantom Transformation ability. This allows this Zoroark to transform into any Stage 1 Pokemon that's in our discard pile. So things like Floatzel, Stage 1. Things like Dusclops, Stage 1. And you can also consider playing the Gourgeist, that's a Stage 1, that blocks off, Rapid Strike abilities to get rid of those pesky Rapid Strike Inteleons, which could be useful. We're playing 1 Ordinary Rod to bring back our Zoroark line and the Water Energies. 1 Palpad to recycle some supporters, mainly Boss's Orders and, what's the other one? Peonia, I believe. I think that's right. It's down here below. We'll scroll down in a little bit. And then we're playing 1 copy of the Yveltal with the Cry of Destruction attack. Discard 3 special energies. This is really good against the Mew matches that use a lot of special energies, and then boom, we just discard 3. Plus our Crushing Hammers. Mew has a really hard time against us. And then we have to talk about this Dusknoir here with the Spectral Breach ability. All special energy attached to Pokemon. Both Pokemon from your opponents and ours provide colorless energy and have no other effect. Really good when you're playing up against things like Rapid Strike decks pretty much that rely on that Rapid Strike special energy, or the Single Strike energies, or the Fusion Strike energies. Bunch of special energies that this Dusknoir can close off. And then 2 copies of Gormandizing Snorlax just to get us set up in the early game. And once we're set up and we get a Pokemon stuck, there's no coming back for our opponent. And let me scroll down here and talk about the rest of these cards. 1 Tool Scrapper to get rid of those pesky air balloons. 2 Scoop Up Nets so we can scoop up our Pokemon. 1 Yell Horn so that they are now confused, which comes in handy. Hint, hint. 3 copies of Galar Mine. You can also play 4 if you want to, if you're having a hard time getting Galar Mines. This makes it harder for our opponent's Pokemon to retreat. 2 copies of Bird Keeper here so we can switch around our Pokemon. 3 copies of Boss's Orders. You don't need 4 because once again, you can just recycle things. So that's to get our opponent's Pokemon stuck in the active. 1 copy of Bruno, just so we can have some draw support. Don't need it too much, but it does come in handy in the early games. one copy of Peonia, because if we have some things prized, we can get them out of the prize cards. And this loops well with Palpad, which gets supporters back, so you can get through all 6 prizes and get the cards you need. And also so you don't deck out. We play 1 Roseanne's back up here just because we might need that 4th copy of Galar Mine. We can do that. It circles a Pokemon back into our deck and an energy, so it's kind of almost another Ordinary Rod for us, plus we get a Galar Mine back. 1 double turbo energy. This is for the Yveltal. Hopefully it doesn't get prized, stuff like that. 2 capture energies to help us in the early game, and 3 water energies for our Floatzel's attack. And then we also got Manaphy in here just to protect our bench if we need to. And 1 Crabominable V. Don't play this unless you absolutely know you're going to mill your opponent out, because we're only going to be using Trigger Avalanche here. Discard the top 2 cards of our opponent's deck just to finish out the game if they don't concede by that point, but normally they do. So you could cut the Crabominable if you choose to, replace it with something else if you like, but I like having it in there just to be a finisher. And I believe that's everything in the deck. It is a control deck. These videos do take a little bit to watch, so the matches are a little bit extended, but hey, if you enjoy control decks, see how it's played, let's go ahead and get into the matches. Ooh, looks like we're going up against a Shadow Rider deck. They fooled me. I thought we were going up against Arceus. All they do is attach an energy, and we did top deck a Floatzel, but good thing we have the Call for Family Minccino and a Capture Energy. So this will help us get down. There's no reason to get the Buizel out. Maybe we go for a Snorlax, and then we can Call for Family for a Minccino and a Zorua. Seems good. Let's go ahead and do that. Let's Crushing Hammer, see if we can hit that energy. We miss. That's okay. We will Call for Family, get down these 2. Maybe we do want to get down the Buizel. Let's go ahead and get down the Buizel, because we have the Floatzel. We could get that Crushing Hammer back anyways, and we do have another Capture Energy as well. But most likely we're going to go into our Snorlax if this Minccino does happen to get knocked out. It might not, because this Shadow Rider is on the active spot. They get a Whimsicott V-Star, so this is some kind of new Shadow Rider Whimsicott deck, which will be interesting to see how this plays out. Unfortunately, they're going to have a lot of energies that I'll have to take care of, so hopefully we can get some other Pokemon stuck in the active. There's an Air Balloon. We do play a Tool Scrapper, and all they do is Shadow Mist, which we're okay with. We did top deck into a Cinccino. Question is, do I want to play that for the active? I don't think I do. So we will play down the Cinccino here, evolve into Floatzel. We can give the Floatzel energy. We can make do with double turbo energy. We're not going to need that this matchup. Bruno seems good to hold on to. So we will Quick Ball away the Capture Energy here and grab ourselves a Zorua. Play that down. Now I could go into Floatzel and get back the Quick Ball and Crushing Hammer, or I can go into Snorlax and draw some more cards, because I don't feel like playing Bruno just yet. So I think I'm going to go into Snorlax, and we're going to use the Gormandized ability here to draw 5 cards. And a Zoroark is good. Dusclops we can discard with Cinccino. Same thing with Manaphy. We did top deck a Galar Mine, which is great. This will help us get an opponent's Pokemon stuck in the active. But I do see them being able to attack with their Shadow... No, they attach to the active Shadow Rider. Okay, so they attach to the active Shadow Rider. I don't see them... Oh, they Marnie us. There goes our Galar Mine and Zoroark. No big deal, though. And we also lost our Bruno, which would have been nice to have. Bird Keeper and Crushing Hammer. Our opponent hasn't played a Stadium either. There goes the Alcremie. That would have been a good boss target. There's a Crobat, another good boss target. And we have a Palpad, but I don't think we've played any supporters. So if they should be able to get a Psychic Energy off of this Crobat to attach it to this Calyrex, which we'll be able to attack. And if that's the case, we will go up with Zorua and probably Bird Keeper into Floatzel. There it is. So they will be able to get an attack off. But luckily they have to go through a bunch, and we Crushing Hammer the bejeebies out of these guys eventually, of course. But right now we're looking to get a Pokemon stuck in the active spot with Galar Mine / Boss's Orders, things like that. Oh, and they just Shadow Mist. I'm surprised they didn't decide to retreat there. That seems interesting to me. Now I don't want to play Bird Keeper. Let's go ahead and play the Crushing Hammer. I do want to play Bird Keeper. Let's get it off of the active. That seems good. We can Bird Keeper into the Floatzel, get those Crushing Hammers back. There is a Zoroark, which is nice to see. A level ball to grab out another Cinccino, and I think having... Well, we only have two, right? Yeah, that looks like it. Alright, Cinccino it is. Let's go ahead and do that. And let's make do away Minccino. And we can play down this other Zorua. Throw the Evolution Incense. That can grab, I guess, a Floatzel, so we can put it in the discard pile. And we will make do that guy away. Seems good. Crabominable. We can also quick ball away. We don't need to see him right now. We can always get him back with Rod. And then having another Snorlax seems good to me. And then I think we just get back our Crushing Hammers. So we will Floatify, grab our Crushing Hammers back, and pass to our opponent. I'm really shocked they weren't able to get off a max Guidance attack next turn. They could have retreated into it, but I guess they didn't want to. There's a Training Court, so we really need to find our Galar Mine to get rid of this Training Court, so they can't get back those energies that we will be crushing away with our hammers. And we also would like to find a Boss's Orders, so we can get that Crobat stuck in the active. And our opponent is also limiting their bench to just their Shadow Riders, which is a smart move for them. We're playing a control deck, and we do have to discard a bunch of energies. So there's the retreat helping us discard energies. They come up with the VMAX here, and an Ordinary Rod to get back to energies, it seems, on our Creamy. Okay. And we need an Ordinary Rod of our own to get back some water energies. And a Max Geist. Boom. There goes our Floatzel. We will bring up another Snorlax and start going to town. Let's go with these Crushing Hammers. Got one. Let's go with another one. Missed. That's a bummer. Let's make do away the Dusclops. A Boss's Orders is really good. Make do away the Manaphy. And a Roseanne's backup. The only thing is we don't have a way to get rid of the Training Court just yet, so Zoroark. Let's do a Phantom Transformation into the Floatzel. Seems good. And let's go ahead and do another Phantom Transformation into the other Floatzel. Also seems good. We can get back the water energy thanks to our opponent's Training Court. We can play the Ordinary Rod. Shuffle up the Zoroark line. We can play out the Pal Pad. Probably should have played that after I played a boss. I misplayed there. That's okay though. We can boss up this Shadow Rider. Play down another Snorlax and Gormandize. We need our Galar Mines. We still don't get it. That's okay though. That's just fine. No, it's not. We really need our Galar Mines. We're going to have to Cinccino away a Minccino and whatever else. We don't have any in the discard. So it's pretty interesting to see that. Okay, our opponent plays down their rest of their Pokemon Vs, and they should start attaching to the bench ones. And we have this one stuck in the active. But I'm sure they play another air balloon, of course. So we'll see what happens with that. And we are struggling not to find our Galar Mines. It makes me almost want to put a fourth copy in just because it's so hard, but with the control deck, you shouldn't need to. I mean, they still have to take 5 prizes to win, so we still have time. The problem is they can keep getting back their energies that I'm discarding, which they have with the Training Court, making our Crushing Hammers effectively useless so far. But we do have another Boss's Orders to get some Calyrexes stuck in the active. We haven't seen any switch cards either. We've seen an air balloon. So it's kind of like, ooh, what do we do? Maybe our opponent just passes. If they do, we're in a good spot. And they do just pass. Okay. I could Bird Keeper into the Floatzel and grab back some Crushing Hammers and a Pal Pad maybe. Let's go ahead and get rid of the Minccino. There's a Galar Mines, that's good. Let's do that. Let's Bird Keeper into Floatzel. Okay, we can quick ball away things, but we don't really need to right now. Can play the Galar Mine. We can make do away that. Don't need the quick ball. Another Galar Mine is always good to have. Let's go ahead and Floatify, bringing back our Crushing Hammers. Let's just get one and an Ordinary Rod for now. Because I haven't seen a lot of energies. I need to check my deck to see how much energy I have. Our opponent should have a switch. I'm expecting them to. Which means Snorlax will go into the active again. There's a Whimsicott V-Star. And this could do 60 damage. It can basically knock out one of our Pokemon on the bench. Maybe they don't have another Shadow Rider Calyrex VMAX. Which is interesting, and we still need to find our other Crushing Hammer. Our turn. Perfect. We got another Water Energy, which is always good to see. Attach that to Floatzel. Let me play this Level Ball just to see what's left in the deck. We have one more Crushing Hammer, Galar Mine and Energy, and a Peonia. Seems cool. We can make do away that. Yell Horn, don't need that right now. So we can make do away the Evo Incense. Galar Mine Bruno, okay. Let's go ahead and Crushing Hammer. Got it, let's take off that one. And then we just Floatify, right? What can I bring back? I can bring back the Crab. I can bring back a Zoroark line. I think we hold that and we just Floatify for the hammers. And start smacking away these basic energies. And hope our opponent can't switch out of the active. Because they might not even play any switches. They might only play air balloons. And actually, I think I'm missing my tool scrapper. So that's in the prizes. Ooh, they got their training court. But we luckily have some Galar Mines. This might be a little bit of a long matchup, folks. And if it is, this might be the only game I put on the video. But I might put on another one. Just depends on how long this matchup takes. You know what? I will put on another one. Forget what I just said. I'm going to put on another one just because this is a control deck and it will take long to play, but you can win in control. Alright. They missed it again, so we will play our Galar Mine. That takes out 2 training courts, I believe. So we will have to get one back eventually with Roseanne's backup, so that'll be interesting to do for us. Crushing Hammer number 1 misses. Crushing Hammer number 2 got a heads. What does this do? Just 2 opponent's Pokemon put 5 damage counters on them. Let's go ahead and get off of that one. And one more Crushing Hammer heads is good. Let's take off that one. I could play Roseanne's backup. I think I will. Play Roseanne's backup, put in Zorua, and a Galar Mine. And Capture Energy, because why not? Put those back in, seems good. Let's go ahead and make do away a Zoroark. There's a Peonia for next turn, and I think that's all we're going to do for now. Let's go ahead and Floatify, bring back our hammers. Peonia can hopefully get the Tool Scrapper next turn off of the prize cards, can put away this Dusclops, and some other cards that I will draw shortly. As a matter of fact, I think I still have the Pal Pad in the discard. I need to pull that one out as well. Need to pull out my Pal Pad. So the next Floatify is going to get 1 Crushing Hammer and a Pal Pad. Just because we need to. And our opponent researched their hand away. They're down to 9 cards. So they are digging for that switch. They need it. They desperately need that switch and another training court. And I'm sure Shadow Rider plays more than just 2 training cards, so I'm expecting it. That's why I put back 1 Galarmine in the deck. There's another Underworld Door. Now Whimsicott's going to be able to do some damage. Air Balloon onto the active, but doesn't do you any good. So let's go ahead and play our Peonia. And we're going to take 1, 2, and 3. Level Ball, Tool Scrapper, there it is, and a Zorua. Let's put back the Level Ball, we can put back the Zorua, and let's put back Dusknoir in there. Tool Scrapper is perfect. Let's get rid of these air balloons, we don't need to see those no more. Let's play some Crushing Hammers. Let's get rid of that. Let's play another one. Let's get rid of that. This is so broken. Let's make do away Zorua. Want to draw into a couple more cards here. And let's Floatify. Get back 1 Crushing Hammer and Pow Pad this time. And this way we'll stop ourselves from decking out. Our opponent still needs to find a way to switch. This is exactly what this deck is intended to do. There's their first switch. So they got 1 at least. So this is what this is intending to do here. We're getting this Pokemon stuck in the active for multiple turns, and we're able to just knock off all these energies, and then our opponent can't do anything. But now they're able to take at least 1 prize. They Marnie us. Uh-oh. Which means I lose my boss's orders, unfortunately. But we'll still have a Floatzel. Should be okay. Yveltal Galamine Scoop Up Net. Definitely don't need the Yveltal. Oh, and they're going for my Cinccinos. Come on now, buddy. Don't go for my Cinccinos. Let's get rid of the Yveltal. Okay, Zorua and the Galarmine. Let's get rid of the Scoop Up Net. Actually, I could scoop up one of these Cincinos. Let's get rid of the energy. I could also do a Yell Horn. How much damage? How much HP? You have 60, right? I could deny them a prize. And I think I will do that. Let's scoop up you. Play that back down. Let's get rid of this level ball since it slowed us down a little bit. Let's play the Yell Horn. Get us both confused and Floatify. Hopefully we flip heads. We do. Perfect. Crushing Hammers. Crushing Hammers seem really good. Hopefully our opponent will flip tails and just do some damage to themselves. They only have 3 cards left in deck, and they still have to take 5 prizes. If they do flip heads, though, they'll have to take 4 prizes. They put an energy onto the bench Whimsicott, another one onto the bench Whimsicott. They still can't retreat this Shadow Rider unless they manually attach or do a switch. That's also a thing. They Marnie the Crushing Hammers away, but we get into a boss's orders and they run out of cards. So that's it. We win as soon as it's our turn. And they concede. Perfect. Okay, it looks like we're going up against a Rapid Strike deck. Maybe Rapid Strike Malamar, Rapid Strike Urshifu, Rapid Strike something. We'll find out right now. Instead of me just continuously speculating on what I'm playing, let's just watch our opponent play and find out. Well, that doesn't help. A Sobble. There it is. Rapid Strike Malamar. This will be an interesting matchup. Hopefully they don't play any Tower of Waters, and we can get an Octillery or a Drizzile stuck in the active maybe. Be a little tough to do so though. Team Yell Horn. I can just play it just to play it. Let's play down 2 Zoruas. We can Quick Ball away the double Turbo Energy. I don't see us needing this for a Minccino. Play that. Play the Yell Horn just cause I want to draw more cards. We can always get it back, and then we Gormandize for 5. There's a Zoroark. There's a level ball for a Cinccino, Evolution Incense for another Zoroark. We can we can make do away the Floatzel, get another Minccino going, and we should be good to go. We're just missing the water energy. So we're gonna have to boss around, I suppose. But they play down another Remoraid, so maybe they are struggling to get set up here, which helps us. But there is an Evolution Incense that should get them a card they need. A Drizzile, perhaps. And we do need to get out, if they are playing smart enough with the Inteleons, we might want to get out a Gourbice to shut down the Inteleon's quick shooting abilities, and to shut down Remoraide's Octillery's actually Rapid Strike search ability. So hopefully that's not prized, and I can level ball it with that and actually get rid of it with Cinccino. I remember what cards I have in the deck, folks, I promise. There's an Octillery, so Malamar will be coming out shortly. And we'll see what happens then. Boom, boom, boom. This is going to be a little bit of a tough one because they only need 1 energy to attack. So we definitely need to get the Octillery stuck in the active. And I'm sure they play a couple Tower Waters. So it'll be a little tricksy. And we definitely have to hit Crushing Hammers on some of these energies. Because they only play, I would assume, 6 energies. 7 maybe. Here comes another Sobble. And then, what else does my opponent have? Hopefully nothing. They still have to get... They do have to play the Tower Waters to get this Octillery out of the active, for sure. I could boss up the Drizzile and play a Galarmine when I find one eventually. Okay, our turn. Didn't need to see the crab. Let's level ball first because I know I can get the Cinccino out. Do we have... Oh, it looks like it's prized. I believe it's prized. Maybe we don't play it. I forget. It's most likely prized though. So we don't have it just yet. That's a little bit of a bummer. Alright, so grab the Cinccino. Go ahead and play that down. And we can make do away the Floatzel. There's another Cinccino and a boss's orders. Okay, let's go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead and Phantom Transform into the Floatzel anyways. And then, if we boss up the Drizzile, they don't get free retreat, right? So let's boss up the Drizzile now. And then we can Gormadize for 3. This forces our opponent to have a switch, or a scoop up net, or that's it, or an energy attachment. Most likely they'll have a scoop up net, so we'll want to get those away from our opponent as quick as possible. There is the Shading Dealings Inteleon, so that should get them whatever they need. Most likely a scoop up net, so we want to see that happen a couple times, and I'm not too sure how many scoop up nets they play. But a Crushing Hammer would be good right about now, because they are definitely going to attack this Snorlax. There's the scoop up, there goes the Inteleon. Here comes Malamar. Crazy, scary Malamar. And they play a Drizzile. And then what are they going to get with this Drizzile? We'll see. So we want to get these out of the early game pretty quick. They don't have a way to get energy back. A turf-filled stadium. We can bounce that with our Galarmine. Maybe they don't play the Tower of Waters, but if they do, I'm going to boss up the Octillery, which will force them to play a Tower of Waters. And we'll see. There's a Malamar. Don't have an energy for the Floatzel, unfortunately. But I don't think we... Quick Ball, Level Ball, Yell Horn would be good to get back. So maybe we could top deck the energy, I don't know. Spiral energy, okay. And what else you got? A Skip Loom, sure. What else do you got? Boss's orders. Not my Floatzel. No. Why would you do that to me? That's alright. That's fine with me. No big deal. Just gonna get another Zoroark anyways. What do you know? Got another Zoroark. There's a Zoroark. Let's go ahead and start evolving these Cinccino so I can start drawing a bunch of cards. We can go ahead and bounce their stadium. Don't need Snorlax retreating anytime soon anyways. There's another Cinccino. And let's make do away the crab. We do get a water energy, so I could get going here. Let's go ahead and make do away Bird Keeper for now. Or the other Snorlax. Be nice to have another Snorlax. No, because I'm going to save this Snorlax. So we'll get rid of that Snorlax. 2 more cards of Dusclops. That's definitely one that's going into the bin. Capture Energy Level Ball. Alright, Phantom Transformation into our Floatzel. Let's attach an energy there. Scoop up our Snorlax. Throw up our Floatzel. Play down Snorlax again. Level Ball for a Zorua. And everything is still in the deck. That seems good to me. Let's boss up the Octillery. And we will go ahead and floatify for the Yell Horn. And Evolution Incense, maybe? Yeah. Yell Horn Evo Incense. Get us another Zoroark down. That seems good to me. Let's see what our opponent is able to do. If they find a Tower of Waters, boo for us, but that's why we're playing Yell Horn, to confuse this Malamar and not let it attack very well. There is the Inteleon of the Shady Dealings variety, and probably get another Scoop Up Net or a Switch card, or the Tower of Waters, depending on what they have. And our opponent still has to take 5 prizes. So we are not in panic mode. You're in panic mode. Maybe I'm a little panicked. The ability to only attack for 1 energy makes this a little tough. There is another Scoop Up Net. That's perfect. We are down 2 bosses though. But the more Scoop Up Nets they use, the less they have, so they only play a certain amount. Maybe it is just 2. And when we go to confuse the Malamar, it'll be even better. There's another Drizzle to get whatever they need. And they use it, which is good to see. Very good to see. Very, very good to see. Do need to get an Ordinary Rod at some point as well. Another level ball. That'll get them another Inkay, I suppose. Zinnia's Resolve. It's going to let them draw a bunch of cards. Oh, bummer. But I like you drawing cards. Keep drawing for me. That's great. And hopefully we can get this Inteleon stuck. That's what we want to have happen. Let's promote the Zorua. I'm most likely going to play Bird Keeper this turn. Ordinary Rod's nice to see. Let's guarantee that we have a Zoroark line in our deck before I do the Evolution Incense. And let's get that back. Seems good. We can go ahead and Yell Horn. Do an Evolution Incense to grab Zoroark. Evolve. And let's make do away the Capture Energy. Don't need that anymore. We can make do away the Minccino, of course. Crushing Hammer is good to see. We already discarded our special energy, right? We did. So let's quick ball away Yveltal. Want to thin the deck here, get out the Manaphy that we're not going to be needing. And make do away that. Another quick ball. Let's go ahead and play the Crushing Hammer. Got it. Perfect. So we will do Phantom Transformation into the Floatzel here. That way we can get back the Crushing Hammer and Yell Horn again. Let's do that. Let's quick ball for a Zorua. That seems good. And we will Floatify. Bring that back. And, well, I have to have a way to retreat, right? We'll do those. Those seem good enough for me. Another Crushing Hammer, another Yell Horn. Down to 16 cards, so we should be seeing the other Crushing Hammers soon. Next turn, we'll see what happens with our opponent here. Hopefully they flip tails and then they can't hit me, which would be amazing. Evolution Incense. Let's see what that goes for. Hopefully not a quick shooter. Another Shady Dealings Inteleon. That's what we like to see. They could definitely use another scoop up net and attack this Floatzel and take another knockout. Let's see what they grab with their cheating dealings though. Let's see. What are you grabbing, opponent? Another scoop up net? A Tower of Waters, maybe? Boss's Orders? Some kind of supporter? They're definitely looking and thinking about what they can grab, because as of right now, this Malamar has a 50-50 chance of not attacking us, which puts us in a good position. There is another scoop up net. They bring out a Brawly as well, so that's 3 scoop up nets. Maybe they play 4, and if they do, oh well, but I'm not too worried. I do have another Team Yell Horn anyways, so I don't mind. And this time though, we're going to go into the Snorlax, I believe, because let's see, we have 2 bosses down, so it'll be interesting to see. And we can afford to lose our Snorlax at this point, which is a-okay with me. I think we will take a turn to lose a Snorlax because we only have 1 Crushing Hammer. Though it would be nice to get back the Ordinary Rod at some point. There is a Spiral Energy from our opponent out of the deck, and a Rapid Strike Tentacles taking out our Floatzel. And hopefully we can get into a boss's orders now of some sort, because they've used 3 scoop up nets, and I don't know if they play any switches. Let's go into the Zorua so we can Bird Keeper into Snorlax. Alright, Crushing Hammer seems good to use. Tails, Yell Horn. Let's go ahead and make do away the Dusknoir. Drew a Bruno and a Zoroark. Let's Bruno. I like that better. That's 7 more cards. 2 Crushing Hammers. We missed an energy though, which shouldn't be too hard to get back. Let's make do away the Bird Keeper. And we can make do away this other Bird Keeper. Still miss the energy. So we're going to play down this Buizel here. And that'll be a Floatzel for next turn. We got a heads on the Crushing Hammers. And let's play the Capture Energy on the Zoroark. Might as well. You can transform into Dusclops, which does nothing. We don't have another Cinccino for you, so that'll be it. Alright, let's pass. We are missing an energy, though. Maybe it's in the prizes. Should have checked that. We'll have to play either Peonia or Boss next turn and hope we can find it. Because that's going to be a little bit tricky, especially when we're down to 3 cards. That's going to be tough. They do have another energy in their hand, though. I know that for sure. Grab out of Karina's Focus. And what else do they got? Ordinary Rod, okay. Get back your energy, that's smart. I need to do the same thing. There's a turf field stadium. They will be able to retreat. I'm glad they play that now. I have 2 Galar Mines in my hand. I plan on getting the Inteleon stuck in the active, because I doubt they have any more scoop up nets. And they don't have a way to get now another scoop up net anyways. So if the Zoroark goes down, should be okay. And it was confused, even better. Alright. Evolution Incense lets me see what the last 2 cards in my deck are. One of them happens to be an energy. Though I can't play it because, well, do I play the boss or the Peonia? Is there a reason to play Peonia right now? Because Palpad is in the prize cards. Okay. So let's Crushing Hammer. Hopefully we hit heads. We do. Perfect. Have to play Peonia here because Crushing Hammer is in the not Crushing Hammer. Palpad is in the prize cards. Scoop up net, level ball, Palpad, perfect. Let's put back the level ball, put back the scoop up net, put up a Galar Mine, say done. And then we can make do away the Floatzel and get back our Rod. So we can guarantee an energy this turn. We can Palpad in Peonia and a boss. Or I can just make do away the boss and keep the Floatzel in play. Yeah, let's make do away the boss, keep the Floatzel in play. That way we have the energy. Phantom transformation into a Floatzel. That seems good. Touch the energy. Palpad back in boss's orders and a Peonia. That's also good. Play another Floatzel. Play the Galar Mine. And we can Floatify for a Crushing Hammer and a Ordinary Rod. Because we need to get back those energies. And hope they flip another Tails on this Malamar. And with the Ordinary Rod, we can guarantee getting a boss next turn. That way the Inteleon will get stuck. There's another Spiral Energy. Our opponent will be running out of energy soon. There are 2 Spiral Energies in the discard. They flip tails again. Sometimes you just need luck on your side. Alright. Cool. Let's go ahead and Ordinary Rod. Do both. Bring back a Zorua and Zoroark. Zorua and Zoroark. I know I just kind of mumble those names. And the 2 Water Energies. Let's make do away the Rosianne's backup. Seems good. There's a Peonia, but we'll hold that. We will boss up the Inteleon. We'll play a Crushing Hammer. And Floatify. Get back another Crushing Hammer and a Palpad. That seems good for me. And we will wait and see what our opponent's doing. They attach an energy there, but they can't retreat unless they have a stadium. Do they have it? Oh, they might have the Tower of Waters. And they don't. Our opponent concedes. Perfect. Ooh. That was some long matches. They were almost about 20 minutes each, but we got the job done. We beat Raptorspect Malamar. We beat a new Shadow Rider deck that I hadn't seen before, which played a lot of energies, which can attest to this deck. And I'm telling you, this Floatzel control deck, it's only going to get better with the new sets that come out, and it's going to be insane. You can beat, theoretically, every deck out there. As long as you're able to set up and get the control going, you could win with 1 prize remaining from your opponent. Let them knock out your early Pokemon. And don't stress too much if they knock out 3 and you haven't done anything, you haven't got them trapped yet. You're just setting up and waiting, and you will get them trapped. I promise it happens. And that's the Floatzel deck. So we'll see you next time on Crash Played Gaming.